called the Vertical Self-Management Center, there's a very particular prison. There are 333 floors with a hole in the middle, and food is lowered on a platform. Prisoners have 2 minutes to eat as much as possible before the platform leaves to the next floor. The lower they are, the fewer chances they have of eating anything. If anyone tries to keep food for later, the administration will punish them. At the end of each month, prisoners are shuffled and sent to different floors. Each prisoner is also allowed to come with one object of their choice. Somewhere hidden in this building, kids are playing on a strange pyramid. Before being sent to their cells, the prisoners are interviewed and asked for their favorite dish, which will be added to the food selection on the platform. Zamyatin asks for pizza and explains he may get nervous if he doesn't get it every day, like the time he set his parents' house on fire while they were asleep. However, the interviewer knows Zamyatin immediately regretted starting the fire with his own autobiography and put it off. Meanwhile, Perempuan says her favorite food is the ham croquettes his ex used to make for her, and that she's joining the facility because she needs time to forget what she did. Eventually, Zamyatin and Perempuan end up on level 24. When Zamyatin checks the platform for his pizza, he's devastated to see people have taken bites and stolen the toppings. Arguments coming from above reveal that the prisoners from level 21 ate food that weren't theirs. Furious, Zamyatin grabs some chicken and is about to bite it, but he's interrupted by Robespierre and his cellmate from level 23. It turns out that a group of prisoners is following a self-imposed rule that says each person can only eat the dish they chose during the interview or trade with others voluntarily. That way, everyone gets fed without exceptions. Those who follow that rule are known as loyalists, and those who don't are called barbarians. Robespierre points out that if Zamyatin eats something else for revenge, it'll create a ripple effect and leave the bottom levels without food. Zamyatin doesn't care and is about to take a bite, but Perempuan stops him by sharing her croquettes. The next day, the prisoners from level 21 get angry over the rules, and Robespierre announces they may have to fight for their food. Perempuan immediately breaks her bed to get a metal bar she can use as a weapon. By the time the platform reaches her level, there already is a dead man on it. Then Robespierre and a guy from 21 fall on top of it, while a woman from above keeps kicking off the food that fell on her level, not wanting to be punished for a mistake. However, her level is already heating up, and soon she catches on fire, causing her body to fall on the platform as well. While Robespierre and the other man keep on fighting, Perempuan puts the fire out with her bedsheets, but the woman is already dead. She then tries to join the fight, only to quickly be brought down, while the man from 21 is knocked out. At that moment, the platform starts going down, so Perempuan and Robespierre rush to throw into the pit all the food that fell on their level. The temperature starts falling at great speed, but thankfully, they get rid of all the food before they're frozen to death. After the platform is gone, Robespierre freaks out and cries as he realizes the burned woman is dead. Zamyatin tries to comfort him, and Robespierre snaps, grabbing him by the neck. Perempuan has to yell at them to stop. The unconscious guy from 21 is tied up, and Robespierre announces he'll take the body down the levels to look for the anointed ones. Zamyatin doesn't understand, so Robespierre shares the story. Some time ago, there was a man who became known as the Master, or the Messiah. He was the one that came up with the fair distribution rules, but nobody knows if he's still alive or ever truly existed. The Master sent a message of hope, saying he survived a whole month on a low level without eating by meditating. The following month, he woke up at the very bottom where food never reached, so cannibalism, and fed the needy with his own leg. Those who ate the Master's flesh are the anointed ones, and since then, they've spread the Master's message of solidarity. Zamyatin doesn't believe the story and yells that he hasn't eaten in 2 days before the lights go out. Robespierre ignores the mocking and throws the burned woman's body into the pit. As it falls, it hits the edges of the different levels and the body starts breaking. Eventually, all the pieces land on the bottom, where cannibals grab them to feed. The next day, the platform brings the pizza Zamyatin wanted, and he finally gets to eat. Robespierre eats his dish and throws the food of dead prisoners in the toilet. He explains that arbitrary leftover distribution only favors a small few and would only cause more fights and violence. Then Robespierre assigns a few dishes for Zamiatin and Perempuan to protect before leaving on the platform with the prisoner. Days start to pass, and Zamiatin and Perempuan eat their own dishes. They throw away the leftovers to avoid trouble, but when nobody is looking, Zamiatin eats a bit as well. Each day, the duo grows closer, and they start helping each other with intimate things like grooming and sharing their food. To keep herself busy, Perempuan doodles on the wall by scratching it with razors. On the last day of the month, Perempuan invites Zamiatin to draw something on the wall too. However, he says he's more of a science guy and dedicated most of his life to studying math. Zamiatin writes an equation on the wall and explains it made him quit because the solution is an imaginary number. He'd concluded that if they accepted something without a physical reality as a correct solution, then he couldn't trust math again. That day, he left his job at the university, his research, and abandoned his family to go back to his parents' house. Later that night, they hear that the food reached level 175, which never happened before. Everyone starts celebrating, and Perempuan asks Zamiatin to dance with her. After some hesitation, he agrees and they have fun together. The next day, Zamiatin and Perempuan are horrified to wake up on level 180. When the platform arrives, it has no food at all. Days pass, and the duo has to suffer through their hunger. Once again, Perempuan draws on the walls to keep herself distracted. Zamiatin's chosen object is a lighter, and he keeps using it to burn his clothes just for fun. Eventually, he starts getting burns on his skin too, and Perempuan has to stop him. Suddenly, Zamiatin vomits tons of blood, revealing he's sick. At the same time, a head falls through the pit. Voices from above announce that some anointed ones are going through the levels to kill barbarians. Days continue to pass, and Perempuan concentrates on taking care of Zamiatin while people below them are starting to look scrawny. Body parts keep falling down the pit too. It seems the anointed ones are still fighting. Messages come from above saying they're getting closer, and there's a list of barbarians they want to catch, including a fat man from 24 who ate food belonging to the dead. To protect her partner, Perempuan says they used to be in level 74. That night, Zamiatin thinks about the interview. He tried to say he came to the facility because people were afraid of him, but the interviewer knew the truth. Zamiatin dropped out of school at 16. All his business ideas failed. His wife and kids kicked him out, and even his parents got tired of him. They sent him to the facility so he could get some discipline. Deciding he has nothing left to live for, and that Perempuan shouldn't be punished for protecting him, Zamiatin uses his lighter to self-delete. Perempuan cries as she watches his body fall into the pit. People in the lower floors try to catch him hoping for meat, but the flames almost hurt them too, so they let go. The body lands at the bottom, and the cannibals wait for the fire to go out before eating.